The complete indoor food growing system. 10 crops that thrive without expensive equipment. Most people believe growing vegetables indoors means spending hundreds on grow lights and transforming an entire room into a makeshift greenhouse. That's completely wrong. I'm Adam Grove from Backyard Crops, and I'm about to show you how to harvest fresh food from your kitchen counter using nothing but a sunny window and some basic containers. No fancy equipment, no complicated setups, just real vegetables growing in real homes. The truth is, dozens of edible crops flourish indoors with minimal space and effort. You don't need mason jar sprouts or windowsill herbs that barely produce anything. We're talking about legitimate food production that feeds your family throughout the year. Whether you're dealing with limited outdoor space, harsh winter weather, or you simply want fresh greens at your fingertips, indoor gardening makes it possible. Before we get into the specific crops, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our practical growing tips. Trust me, you'll want to reference this information when you start your own indoor garden. Let me address something important right away. We're not attempting to grow massive tomatoes or sprawling zucchini plants inside your living room. Yes, those crops can technically grow indoors, but they demand expensive lighting systems and significant space to produce meaningful harvests. Instead, we're focusing on vegetables that actually make sense for indoor cultivation. These crops mature quickly, thrive in compact spaces, and tolerate lower light levels than most people realize. I even grow several of these varieties in shady outdoor locations during summer. Vegetable number 1, sprouts and microgreens. Let's begin with the absolute easiest option for indoor food production, sprouts and microgreens. These grow year-round directly on your countertop with minimal fuss. But I'm not suggesting you sprout seeds in mason jars the traditional way. That method works, sure, but for maximum productivity and safety, I strongly prefer growing sprouts in soil using the exact same technique as microgreens. This approach dramatically reduces bacterial contamination risks that can occur with water-based sprouting methods. For optimal results, grab some standard 1020 propagation trays, those black plastic trays you see everywhere at garden centers. Aluminum baking pans work great too, including the disposable ones you can wash and reuse multiple times. Any shallow container or tray gets the job done. Here's an interesting detail. Drainage holes aren't necessary for sprouts and microgreens since they require very little water. Fill your chosen tray with 2 inches of quality potting soil, then distribute seeds evenly across the surface and cover with a thin soil layer. Water lightly to maintain moisture without creating soggy conditions. To maintain continuous production, sow new trays every 7 to 10 days. Adjust this timing based on your household's consumption habits. Some families go through sprouts faster than others. If dealing with soil doesn't appeal to you, biodegradable hemp growing mats provide an excellent alternative. Self-watering microgreen kits that include attractive trays and starter mats also work beautifully for people who want a cleaner setup. Here's something counterintuitive. Sprouts and microgreens actually benefit from lower light conditions because limited light makes them stretch taller and leggier, which means more tender, flavorful stems to harvest and enjoy. Wait until the stems reach 2 to 3 inches in height, then cut them right at soil level for immediate use in salads, sandwiches, or as garnishes. These greens move from seed to harvest in just 7 to 21 days, making them perfect for impatient gardeners or anyone wanting fast results. If you enjoyed this tip, go ahead and drop a like on this video and leave a comment telling me which vegetable you're most excited to try growing indoors. Vegetable number 2, salad greens. Moving beyond microgreens, you can cultivate numerous leafy vegetables indoors, including loose leaf lettuce, spinach, chard, arugula, kale, sorrel, and mustard greens. You control whether to harvest them as baby leaves or let them reach full maturity. Regardless of your choice, I highly recommend treating salad greens as cut and come again crops. This means harvesting just a few outer leaves from each plant while allowing the center to continue producing new growth. This technique extends your harvest period dramatically. Indoor greens tolerate closer spacing than outdoor crops, particularly when harvested young. Sow seeds approximately 2 inches apart initially, then thin seedlings to 4 to 8 inches apart depending on your desired final size. The beauty of this approach is that you're never without fresh salad ingredients. As you harvest leaves from mature plants, younger plants are developing, creating a perpetual production cycle. These greens take anywhere from 21 to 58 days from seed to harvest, depending on the specific variety and whether you prefer baby or mature leaves. Vegetable number 3, scallions. Scallions, also called green onions or bunching onions, represent one of the most productive indoor crops you can grow. Even better, they're perennial, which means continuous harvests without replanting, season after season. You can snip the leafy green tops as needed while the plant continues growing, or harvest the entire plant, including bulb and roots, once the leaves reach pencil thickness. When you leave scallions undisturbed in the soil, they multiply naturally and develop new bulbs, eventually forming a clump that can be divided the following year. Each division creates new plants, effectively giving you free scallions forever. From seed to harvest takes approximately 60 to 65 days initially, but once established, you're harvesting indefinitely. Vegetable number 4, garlic. Garlic grows easily indoors, but there's one crucial caveat. Without proper winter chill hours, which garlic requires to form underground bulbs, you'll only harvest garlic greens from your indoor plants. And that's absolutely wonderful. Garlic greens are a gourmet specialty crop that combines mild garlic flavor with onion characteristics. Use them exactly as you would scallions, either raw in salads or cooked in virtually any dish. Simply cut off a few inches of stem and slice or chop it into your food. Plant individual garlic cloves 2 inches apart and 2 inches deep, with the pointed end facing upward. Begin light harvesting once leaves reach 6 to 8 inches tall. Like scallions, garlic is perennial and continues producing if you don't harvest the bulb. However, for healthier, more vigorous plants, pull up and divide the cloves annually to prevent overcrowding. Garlic greens mature in just 14 to 21 days, making them one of the fastest crops on this list. And if you're getting value from this video, do me a favor and share it with someone who's interested in growing their own food. Help us spread practical gardening knowledge to more people. Vegetable number 5, spring radishes. Radishes are practically designed for indoor cultivation. They develop shallow roots, require minimal space, mature incredibly fast, and rank among the simplest vegetables for beginners to succeed with. Space radish plants 3 inches apart in every direction and harvest when roots reach approximately 1 inch in diameter. Sow fresh seeds every 2 weeks to maintain continuous production of both roots and leaves, which are completely edible and delicious. Radishes take just 24 to 30 days from seed to harvest, which means you could theoretically harvest over a dozen crops in a single year from the same growing area. Vegetable number 6, beets. Beets can be grown indoors for both their roots and their incredibly nutritious leafy greens. The greens closely resemble Swiss chard in appearance and flavor, which makes perfect sense since these plants are botanical relatives. When sowing beet seeds, you'll notice what appears to be multiple seedlings emerging from each seed. This isn't accidental double seeding. Each beet seed is actually a cluster containing several tiny seeds. After germination, thin seedlings to 3 to 6 inches apart if you want decent-sized roots. Use closer spacing if you plan to harvest baby beets. Don't waste those thinnings. They make excellent microgreens for salads and sandwiches. Baby beets mature in about 40 days, while full-size roots take 50 to 65 days. Vegetable number 7, carrots. Like most root vegetables, carrots perform well indoors because they don't demand as much light as fruiting crops. They can produce acceptable harvests with just 4 hours of direct sun if that's all your space provides. That said, more light accelerates growth, reducing your wait time before harvest. For container-grown carrots, I prefer shorter, rounder varieties that don't require deep soil. Round carrots are perfect for shallow pots, but any variety works provided you have adequate container depth, at least 12 inches, or you harvest carrots in the baby stage.
Baby carrots mature in approximately 40 days, while full-size carrots take 60 to 75 days. Vegetable number 8, bush beans. Unlike their climbing cousins known as pole beans, bush beans stay compact and upright without support structures. They're also one of the very few fruiting crops capable of producing meaningful harvests with just 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. This low light tolerance is precisely why I recommend bush beans as shade plants for outdoor vegetable gardens. Space bush bean plants 6 inches apart and sow new seeds every 3 weeks if you want continuous production throughout the year. These beans take 50 to 60 days from seed to harvest. Vegetable number 9, peas. Peas might surprise you on this list if you immediately picture the tangled 6-foot vines typically grown outdoors. But indoors, you can grow non-vine varieties that grow upright to about 18 inches without requiring support structures. A small trellis or teepee can help keep vines manageable for easier harvesting, but it's not mandatory. Bush pea varieties stay naturally bushy and compact. All pea varieties produce edible shoots, flowers, and pods. Provide as much light as possible to help pods mature faster. If adequate light isn't available, simply grow peas for their sweet-tasting shoots. Pea shoots mature in just 21 days, while full pods take 65 to 75 days. Vegetable number 10, micro tomatoes. I mentioned earlier that growing tomatoes indoors without extensive artificial lighting isn't practical. But micro tomatoes are the remarkable exception. These aren't regular tomato plants that you intentionally keep small. They're specially bred miniature varieties that naturally top out around 12 inches tall while producing surprisingly abundant cherry tomatoes. Planting guidelines suggest 6-inch pots work for micro tomatoes, which is incredible if window space is all you have available. But if you can accommodate it, 1-gallon pots yield significantly better results and provide roots with proper development room. Give micro tomatoes abundant sun, at least 8 hours, and run a small fan nearby for several hours daily to assist with pollination. Alternatively, gently shake the plant each day to distribute pollen between flowers. Micro tomatoes take 55 to 85 days from seed to harvest.
Essential supplies for indoor vegetable gardening. Now that you know which crops to grow, let's discuss what you need to grow them successfully. Containers. Any container with drainage holes works for growing vegetables indoors. Common choices include terracotta pots, plastic containers, wooden planters, window boxes, and my personal favorite, fabric pots. Fabric pots allow roots to breathe through a process called air pruning. When roots reach the pot's sides, they branch into masses of small fibrous roots instead of circling endlessly like they do in plastic or ceramic containers. This prevents root-bound plants entirely. Always place a drip tray beneath your container to protect floors and surrounding surfaces from water damage. Potting mix. Quality potting soil is absolutely essential for container plants. Despite the name, potting soil contains no actual soil. It's a blend of chemically inert ingredients like perlite, vermiculite, and peat moss or coconut coir. This mixture creates a loose, fluffy medium that retains adequate moisture while draining excess water efficiently. Some potting soils include beneficial additions like compost, mycorrhizae, worm castings, fertilizer, or other supplements that enhance biological activity. The composition is so straightforward that you can easily create your own potting mix at home if desired. Ensure your potting mix never contains topsoil or garden soil, which is far too dense for containerized plants and can suffocate roots. Additionally, outdoor soil introduces pests and diseases to your indoor growing environment. Fertilizer. Indoor-grown vegetables benefit tremendously from organic liquid or granular fertilizer throughout their growing cycle. I begin every potting session by mixing 2 tablespoons of kelp meal with 1 gallon of potting soil in a large mixing container before filling pots. Kelp meal, finely powdered sea kelp, is sustainable and completely natural, containing over 70 vitamins and minerals.
As an organic fertilizer, kelp meal delivers valuable micronutrients and growth factors that stimulate root development, reduce plant stress, increase pest and disease resistance, and boost yields significantly. Think of it as providing your plants with both a head start and a stronger immune system. However, kelp meal doesn't provide sufficient NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, so supplemental fertilizer remains necessary. I use balanced all-purpose fertilizer or vegetable-specific fertilizer, following package application rates. Light requirements. Most vegetables need at least 6 hours of direct sun to truly thrive, but more light accelerates growth and increases production significantly. This becomes especially critical when growing vegetables indoors during winter months, when daylight hours decrease and the sun sits lower on the horizon. Without adequate light, plants become leggy and grow extremely slowly until daylight hours increase. I highly recommend positioning plants in front of south-facing windows that receive ample, unobstructed sun during the day. Trees, fences, or nearby structures can dramatically reduce available light. Temperature considerations. Generally speaking, vegetables perform best with ambient room temperatures between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, provided temperatures stay consistent without excessive drafts. Keep plants away from fireplaces, heating vents, and similar heat sources that can rapidly dry them out. Humidity and watering. Low humidity challenges plants significantly, particularly in winter when heating systems dry indoor air and cause plants and soil to lose moisture rapidly. A room humidifier helps create a microclimate around potted plants, but the only effective way to keep them properly hydrated is positioning them away from heat sources and providing consistent water. Remember that potted plants dry out much faster than in-ground plants, and those in smaller containers dry out quickest of all. Check soil moisture regularly and water when the top inch feels dry. That's everything you need to know about growing vegetables indoors without grow lights. Which crop are you planning to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, make sure you're subscribed to Backyard Crops so you don't miss our upcoming videos on indoor gardening techniques and troubleshooting common problems. I'm Adam Grove, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll discuss exactly how to maintain these crops for maximum production and longevity. Until then, happy growing!